Welcome everybody into the virtual open house. My name is Roxanne Resh and I am the head of the VFX program here at Toronto Film School. And I'm here to talk to you about the program that I have created and designed and I run it. The program is called Vfx Diploma. VFX stands for visual effects. And what we do here is essentially visual effects is a tool that allows the filmmakers to really tell a story that otherwise would be impossible to do. So as we designed this program is entirely online, so you never have to go anywhere. It is entirely from your home. The program is 8 terms long, which means it's 2 years. If you're taking the courses that are recommended per term. The main point of how this program is designed and how it runs is it kind of builds the knowledge from simple to more complex. The important part to take away from this program is that the skills that are going to be taught are going to be exactly the foundation that is required in order to enter the field. So for me, as the person who oversees this program and makes sure that everything is working properly, for me there are really 3 main things here to consider. The first one is students and their experiences. The second one is the industry field themselves, because if we're not useful for the industry, then we shouldn't be here. And the third one is the faculty. So all of these 3 things need to work together in order to create a fantastic experience, but also for this experience to be useful. And as you progress through the program, you start with courses that are a little less on the complex side. For example, in the first term, there are 2 courses that are recommended, and one of them is a little bit more complex and it takes a little bit more time, and the other one is quite simple. And the idea for this course is to really kind of ease into the online studying environment, because for a lot of people it is very kind of foreign and they don't really know how to really manage their time because it's so new. And that is why when you come in and you get into this course that is sort of like a bridging program, almost a bridging course from where you never had to worry about the assignments before, and now you have to think about how to get on time, things to be handed in on time, what kind of things you have to study, what do you have to come up with, and that kind of stuff. So in the first term, you're kind of being eased into it. And that is, I think that is very important, because of my previous teaching experience with online students, is that even though they're very passionate about something, just trying to manage time sometimes it can be difficult. As you progress through the terms and you take the courses that are recommended for every term, the idea here is to really gain the skills with every term for you to be able to create something that is useful in the industry. So for example, after the first term, you would be able to create like a movie poster, which is very much related to the film industry, and it is useful and it actually mirrors the real life. So as you progress through the terms, with every term there will be something that you will be able to accomplish, something new. It's going to be a step forward. The main idea for this program is not to really hype up and do like, oh, you're going to do huge effects in film and all that kind of stuff. I want to be very authentic about it, and I want to make sure that anyone who comes into my program really understands that it is fun. It is a lot of fun, but it's also work. And what we are here to do is the industry has a wish list. When I speak to people in the industry, they always have a wish list. They want people to come in with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these skills. And they say, well, this is absolutely what we must have. And that is what we're going to accomplish. So in the program, as I mentioned, it's kind of a multi-layered endeavor of a study. And what we have is foundation. And that foundation is the wish list of the industry. So when you go out of this program and you get into any studio, you will have the bouquet of skills that the industry wants. The other layer of the program is where, and this is where my faculty comes in, and the faculty is chosen not only for the professional skills, which are of course essential, but also for the ability to really expand the awareness onto the students and being able to determine the strengths. Because in my current teaching experience, what I find is very important is to not just give grades and feedbacks for assignments, but to really just get to know people. And it's a little bit more challenging when it's online, but you get to do it, and you've really you start to see their strengths, everybody's strengths. Everybody has something that they're really good at. There are some people who are really good at technical things, and they're so organized, and they can, just design beautiful workflows. But their creative side is not that strong. These people have a place in the film industry. There are some people who are so creative. It is absolutely unbelievable. Sometimes I am in awe at what my students create. However, the organization is not all that there. Naming things, or some small things like putting things into files, or naming conventions, or stuff like that. And so, as you highlight the strengths of every student, you also teach them the things that they're lacking. And that way, they come out of the program knowing what their strength is, knowing what to aim for. They're motivated. They want to learn more. They want to aim for that thing. But at the same time, they also have the skills that they did not have before. And that is, like I said, they kind of augment each other. So this is kind of the philosophical overview of what this program is about. We're obviously using the industry standard software, and that software includes things like Nuke and Houdini for particle creation, and for a very state-of-art compositing work. And what we are exposing the students to is not only the very, very fancy software that comes in at the end, but also the software that is used in a lot of the studios still, because of the pipelines. And there are a lot of areas where you still need to know how to do things the way they did them 10 years ago, unfortunately. But that's what it is. So essentially, the assignments are going to be reflecting exactly what it is that you're studying, all the information, all the material. The assignments are going to be a lot to do with creation of the elements to composite. So the core of this program, and that is the most amount of courses that we have in this program, is for compositing. And so you have compositing with After Effects, and then we have compositing with Nuke. Now, in order to composite, you also need to bring in the different elements. And those different elements include 3D, they include particles, they include actual film, and they also include still images. And so in order to create these elements, all the other courses are there to kind of frame the main part of the VFX, which is compositing. And so at the end of the program, the students are able to go through 6 months of portfolio creation. And it's a lot of time, but it also includes the courses that are very, very advanced at the same time. So as the students are planning their main portfolio piece, they will not only get the guidance on how to do it artistically and so on and so forth, but also the guidance on how to do it professionally. And so at the end of the program, the last 6 months of the program are going to be devoted to the portfolio. And the portfolio is going to be the result of everything that the students had worked on and throughout the program. So why it is 6 months, it seems like a long time. However, a lot of things go into planning a VFX shot. VFX shot does not happen on its own. There's a lot of planning that goes into how to make it exactly the way that you want it to be. And a lot of the portfolio part is going to be that planning and actually understanding what is correct, what is not correct, and so that your VFX shot comes out perfect. So simultaneously with the portfolio, at the very last term of the program, what we're going to have is a career development course. And the career development course is geared towards exposing the students to every possible avenue and every possible way that they can showcase their skills. Why this course is important is because a lot of the time when students come out and they have absolutely no idea where to put their pieces, how to promote them, how to even display them. As professionals in the industry would tell you, we do not want to see a finished picture. We don't want to see a finished shot. We want to see how you got there. And during the portfolio and also the career development course, the skills on how to break down your work, how to write about it, how to present it visually or in any other way is going to be taught. So that when you come out of the program, it's not just here's what I have, this is what I did, but there will be a whole portfolio or a blog or something of some kind of show of how you got there. And the things that will be encouraged to do is exploring your mistakes, exploring places where you stumbled on something, or you didn't understand something, or you had a challenge and you said, oh, I really want to have this specific effect in this shot and I have no idea how to direct it, how to make it happen. And you went out there and you researched and you looked at all the information that you had gone through the program, but also you have gone out there and you looked for information and you said, okay, I ran this test and I ran this test and this is what I learned from this one, this is what I learned from this one. And then as a result of all of these things, this is the shot that came out. That is what the professionals want to see. That is what the industry wants to see before they hire you, because we want to know not only what you are able to do, but also how you get there. And also to really understand the nature of self-direction in a way, because that is also important. When you get into the studio and you work in the studio, nobody's going to hold your hand. So as you are in school, we will hold your hand for a little while, but then you have to learn how to really get out there and get that information on your own. The important part of the format that we're offering is that it's not just you sitting in your room and watching the lectures and doing things by yourself without any feedback or anything like that. Although you can't do that if it's your cup of tea. But the important part that is part of this program and in online programs at TFS is that you get the attention of the professionals, but you also have the opportunity to really communicate with your classmates, with your future colleagues, perhaps even, is that we have set up the discussions that ask specific questions, and they may be necessarily related to the material of the course, but they will be related to the industry, they will be related to things that excite you. They're usually questions about what it is that you want to do, what it is that you are curious about, what baffles you, what drives you, those kind of things. And I find that those discussions are extremely useful in order to create this sense of community. And at the end of it all, in my current teaching experience, I always feel that, these specific parts that people always give me a lot of positive feedback about is that they have been able to connect with like-minded people, that, you don't just, for some people, it's really difficult to say, okay, well, I cannot speak about film or anything to do with my passion with my family or my friends because they're not into it. But here you're in with the people who actually are studying the same thing, they want to do the same thing, they're passionate about the same thing, and they're pretty much in the same position in life as you are. And that could be anywhere from, you already have an education and you already had a different career, and suddenly you said, you know what, that's it, it's enough. I want to do what I want to do, and I wanted to do film, I wanted to, to do these VFX. Maybe you didn't know what they were, but you just found out, and you're like, oh my God, this is so cool, I really want to do it. You could be, working and doing it at the same time. You could have family, you could have all the things, especially for people who are considering a second career. Another type of people who would be very interested in this is that people who are already in the film industry, and they would be, they're simply working with a lot of the, just film, just 2D, just simple pieces, but they really want to expand their attention into something that is more of I would say, more intricate way to tell their story. And I find that some directors actually would like to get to know all of these things and how VFX shots are created so that they can direct them properly, so that they can actually design their films better. And there are obviously people who are, very young and they just get out of high school, or they're just trying to figure out, but they're really passionate about film. They're really passionate about art. They really want to create something. They want to be storytellers, but they live in a remote area or somewhere rural or something, and they have to work for a living or something like that, and they really cannot go into school every day, dedicate so much time, and there's no reason why people like that should not be able to pursue their passion. With this program, they can. So the faculty is a very skilled set of professionals who actually do every day what they teach. And a big part of the coursework is not simply the technical parts of it, not how to model, how to composite, how to do any of these things, but there are also a lot of tips from the real life situations that you will have to solve. Mistakes, errors. Some of the assignments include actually files that have errors in them that you have to find and fix, which is actually a biggest part of when you get into the industry, right? The faculty that we have is absolutely fantastic bunch of people. They're very talented. They're handpicked, and importantly is that they all get along. And when faculty gets along, I find that it creates an amazing experience overall, because they talk to each other. They talk to each other and they say, okay, well, what kind of challenges are your students having in your class? What kind of things, should I maybe do that, or will that help you in your class? They talk, they create a network. So this is why this program is not a collection of kind of severed courses that are only just encapsulating one thing, one course here, one course here, one course there. It's a network of things, and this is why this program works so well. The faculty is working in the industry now every day. They know exactly what's happening. They know exactly what kind of challenges you're going to face. They know exactly how to get out of those challenges, and they will teach you that. In our program, we really want to focus on establishing a base that is very solid. We're not promising, fireworks and amazing things happening right away, because that's not realistic. But what we are promising and what we are focusing is that this program is, you could almost call it minimalist. It has the foundation and the base of everything that you need to know to get into the industry, because a lot of the things you will learn when you're already in it. But it is the getting in that is the challenge oftentimes. This program is designed to hone the skills, to make you do a thing perfectly each time. This is like 5-star Michelin restaurant. They do their meals perfectly every single time. And that is what you will learn after you have come out of this program. Every single skill that you need, that is the base and the foundation to get into the industry, whether it's going to be film, it's going to be commercials, it's going to be shows, TV, anything, even the web. You will have that solid base, and you will get in and you will be confident, and you will know exactly what you're doing. You're not going to be like a deer caught in the headlights. Thank you for joining me today at the virtual open house. If you have any questions about the VFX program, our advisors on standby, please reach out. And I hope to see you in the classroom.